Alright, YouTube, so we're gonna make a double stack of these 5-drawer mechanics carts. I've got this one here. We're gonna do all the modifications to the bottom end of it, and then the other one's at the shop, and we'll pick it up there with finishing it off. But we're gonna open the box up and start the mods. And upon opening the box, you will hopefully find all your parts neatly organized and not crushed. Okay, so the first things you're going to get out are going to be your side supports and braces. Now you're going to notice that this hole in the middle, well, it's not even the middle, it's offset. This is going to be your long side, this will be your short. You want to pay attention to that. If you're going to build just a tool cart, you're going to put it, this would go to your bottom tray, and then this would go to the bottom of the box. We're not doing that, so you want to make sure to put this end at the bottom tray, and then we'll be utilizing this one for what will be the top and bottom where they meet. Hopefully it'll be a lot clearer here when we start assembling the base. Okay, so here's your bottom tray, and this will peel up. It doesn't, you may think it's glued down, but it's not. Set that to the side. That'll expose your holes for your casters. Here's your box with your casters. These stationary ones we are not going to use. It comes with 2 stationary, 2 swivels. And then I've got 2 of the other swivels out of the other box. So we're going to put all 4 swivels on that base, and I'll be back. FYI, the bag with the washers is going to go for your swivel casters. So 13mm socket with some gentle thumb pressure on the back. Pushing on the bolt seems to be about what it takes to get that to seat and get them to start pulling through. So halfway there, 2 on, next 2. 3. And while it's on its face up or upside down, you're going to want to grease these when you get the other wheel on, just because you can. Okay, all 4 wheels are on, and you're going to notice you got some extra nylock nuts. Those are not extra. You're going to put those on the struts. Use the nylock, keeps them from backing off. So we're going to flip this over and take it from there. Now, like I said, this one is from the top, it's 14 down, and from this end is like 20 and a half down. So you want these to face like that. You want where my thumb is at, the distance between those bolts is the 20 inch. So we're going to mount these and pick it back up. And for that, we use the other bag of bolts. Okay, so we got all 4 mounted with just the lower bolt in. And as you can see, there to the hole is the 20 and a half-ish. You want that going down. Now you're going to take, why do we leave these out? Because now your braces that the box actually sits on are going to go in there. So we'll stick those in and be right back. Alright, now you can see all those in. This one comes in from underneath, and then that all goes along there, and that's going to support the box. So I'm going to tighten those up, and I'll be back. And of course, your bolts are going to go through there into it. Okay, so that's where it's at now. I threw my mat back down in it because, let's see, technically you could pop that, I don't want to angle you, you could pop that lower drawer out and have a secret hiding spot still down there, accessible. but, or not, whatever, just saying. So now I'll make some measurements and start working on the rest of it. Alright, so I did a little reverse engineering because I don't have the other toolbox here. So I pulled this brace out, put it up here where the other one is going to rest, and then you measure that distance between there and there, and I come up with 16 3/4. I'll give us a little leeway, and then that's where I'm going to be scribing and making my cut. So basically you're cutting the top off. So I'm going to tape that and fire up the air compressor and be back. So here's a quick hack for you. If you go around off the bottom with, this is 2-inch painter's tape, and cut above, that'll put you right about where you need to be. So we're ready to cut. So the dummy I am, forgot my die grinder at the shop. So for me it's going to be tomorrow before I can cut that off. For you guys, through the magic of YouTube, you're just going to have to look for part 2. And we'll pick it up in the second part from here, making the cut, setting the box in, and all that fun stuff. So, hey, thanks for checking this out. Look for part 2 to wrap this up, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, so there's it cut off. Pretty easy. You've got about 4 rivets on the back side that you need to get rid of, and I took those off with just grinding the head off with a belt sander. And then you're going to open all your drawers and get these lock bars out and discard them, and then start setting in the bracing. Back in a second. Okay, it's cut all at that scribe line. I've got my first brace in, and it lines up, and then we're going to put these outer supports on, and like I said, you want the long end facing up this time, and then you'll have that much overlap. We'll deal with that later on. I'm going to go ahead and bolt that one up and get the handle mounted on this side. Okay, so the uprights are mounted, and I put my push bars right there, so you can grab them like that. Put the other tray on, and now I've just got one more to put in there. Definitely at this point, if you don't have those lock rods out of there, you want to stop and get that off and go ahead and get those out, or you're going to drop your top toolbox in and not be able to open your lower drawers. So these are all bolted in. I'm going to go ahead and drop the top box in and start bolting it up. Alright, so we got it sitting in, starting to put the plates in there. Got these anchored up on the side tray. And I'll finish bolting these up. And for the longer bolts, like where you're going through 3 and 4 thickness, especially like down there, just open the bag of the caster wheels that you're not going to use. Those bolts are longer than the other ones, just enough to make it work. Then you don't have to buy special ones. Here's a view of the lid I cut off, and you encounter 3 rivets that I just ground the heads off with a belt sander, and they come right off. And then that's what you end up with. go ahead and put a couple of left this side open so that I can put the 9-bank drawer set on it later. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna put drill a couple holes, and we'll wrap this up. Mount a couple of the bolts we got left over just to tidy that up. That's what you got. Hope it helps anybody. Alright, so there it is. Hit me up in the comments. Wasn't that hard. Let me know what you're modifying yours to. Have a good one.